Welcome to Trim and welcome to Matt and Michael's lockdown. It's actually number 80. We've been doing these for 80 weeks since the very height of the pandemic with its lockdown to the situation at the moment where we're almost completely free of restrictions. Most of our videos are on our YouTube channel and you can watch them there anytime you wish. In the background is Newport Town in County Mayo, where I visited recently. And across the bay is Crowpatrick. And Matt will sing one of his songs with that as a background. We also have a poem by Walter Delamare and a pandemic poem. And for all us old rockers, we have some rock and roll, or whatever it's called nowadays. Paddy watches an online funeral and reports that George and Mildred have gone safely home. He visits a small flower shop and he also visits the cinema for the first time in quite a while. He enjoyed the film, but is a little critical of some aspects of the experience, which isn't really like Paddy, is it? Now here's a poem by Walter Delamare, an English poet, short story writer and novelist. He's best remembered now for his works for children, especially for his poems, like The Listener. He also wrote some horror stories. He was born in 1871 and died in 1956. This poem was a favourite in schoolbooks. It's called Someone. Someone by Walter Delamare. Someone came knocking on my wee small door. Someone came knocking, I'm sure. I listened, I opened, I looked to left and right, but no, there was a stirring in the still dark night. Only the busy beetle tapping in the wall, only from the forest the screech owl's call, only the cricket whistling while the dewdrops fall. So I know not who came knocking at all.
Hello again, everybody. Beautiful day here in Trim, between the showers, that is. Showers are very heavy, I have to say. But nevertheless, we're here to sing another song. This time it's a Mayo song. Now my friend Michael tells me I'm going to be singing this song in the shadow of Crowpatrick. Isn't that a lovely thought? In Mayo. What can I say about Mayo? It's a beautiful county. In the news a lot these days because they have been unsuccessful in the final of several Gaelic football final competitions. Every year in this country we have a football competition to see which is the best county at playing Gaelic football. And it's a big day out. And Meath have won it a few times, and Mayo have been in the final several times, but haven't won it since 1951. So the song we've chosen is Moonlight in Mayo. You could say Moonlight in Mayo, but it wouldn't sound right. Moonlight in Mayo. So I hope you come along and sing with me. Moonlight in Mayo. 'Twas just a year ago today I left old Erin's Isle. My heart was throbbing in the soft light of my Colleen's smile. In all my dreams I seemed to hear her sweet voice soft and low. I know she's waiting where we said goodbye in old Mayo. Loving Irish eyes are shining, and an Irish heart is pining. When I kissed her and caressed her in the gloaming long ago, loving Irish arms will press me, and through Irish lips caress me, and sweet Irish lips will bless me when it's moonlight in Mayo. Her Irish eyes like beacons shine all in the darkest night. I know the sweet love beams below will fill the world with night. The roses of her cheeks will lend enchantment to the scene. And when the shamrocks wear the dew, I'll wed my sweet Colleen. For two Irish eyes are shining, and an Irish heart is pining. When I kissed her and caressed her in the gloaming long ago, loving Irish arms will press me, and sweet Irish love caress me, and sweet Irish lips will bless me when it's moonlight in Mayo. And sweet Irish lips will bless me when it's moonlight in Mayo. I hope you did enjoy that one. Thank you.
This poem of mine, Sounds in a Pandemic, is being included in the current issue of the Bangor Literary Journal, and I'm delighted at that. Sounds in a Pandemic. Sounds carry much further in the hush of a pandemic. Maybe I'm just being dramatic. She always said I tended towards the big gesture, wanted everything to mean more than it did. Sometimes a cough is just a nervous tick. But these were different. When it started, everyone noticed birdsong, as if they sensed our need for reminders of survival, how song endures though songsters pass. There I go again. The chatty robin in your garden is not last year's robin, she reminds me, but I still make friends. And it's true, in the new stillness before nightfall, sound does carry. The swooping sycamore circling swallows as loud as the moan of absent jet planes, and the angry voices, the slam of the car door, the insistent footsteps half a mile away seem at the curbside, at our front gate, the hall door, closer and closer.
Hello, it's me again with more from my diary. Tuesday the 24th of August, we watched the funeral of Chrissy Doyle, Mary's godmother, online from Omeath. It's not the same at all because the camera is zoomed in too tight on the altar, and it's also very difficult to make out who is who among the few we could see, but Chrissy got a fine send-off, Lord have mercy on her. Grandson Sean got his second vaccination today. Well done, Sean. Tom French sent me a link to my book recordings. They are not up online just yet. There are about 5 hours of audio, I reckon, recordings that I did nearly a year ago now. I'll have to get myself into the right frame of mind to listen to them. It's essential that I do so. This would be the audio equivalent of proofreading. 5 hours of pure entertainment to look forward to. The rabbits, George and Mildred, went home to Summerhill today with Paul, Lucy and Rosie. We had mixed feelings. We'll miss them, but we're also glad that they didn't suffer any setbacks while they were with us. A few of the neighbourhood cats got to hear about them, and our worst fear was that a cat would get into the rabbit's cage, but they were safe and sound in the end. Wednesday the 25th of August. On my way home from my walk this afternoon, on a beautiful day to the Echo Gate and back, I stopped at a shop, the word shop in quotation marks. It was selling flowers, run by 2 little girls and an even littler boy, there with their dad. And I was persuaded to buy some flowers. I complained about the price, €1, but for my euro I got a tiny posy in silver paper, plus 1 tiny flower given to me by the little fellow, who may not have been briefed fully on the system and how a shop works. Plus another free flower because I was nice. Well, I can be nice when I put my mind to it. I've been turning on our external Christmas lights every evening since we both got our second vaccinations, just to mark this momentous occasion. They're white lights and they're strung up on 2 of the trees in our front garden. This evening I noticed that 1 set of the lights is worn out, but I think I have another set upstairs. Thursday the 26th of August, we brought Lucy and Rosie to Navan to get shoes, back to school shoes, and afterwards we went to a movie, first time in a cinema for nearly 2 years. It was an animation about a girl and a horse called Spirit, very enjoyable. But I'm a bit annoyed. We were late, just a little bit late, and the ads were on. Now that's not why I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because they don't have ushers in cinemas anymore. Remember the days when an usher in uniform and with a torch would check your ticket, bring you to the correct row and show you to your seat, pointing the light at your feet as you walked along and directing you along and up or down all the steps. It was all part of the experience, as they might say nowadays, and it was health and safety in action in the days when there was no health and safety. One of our party stumbled as she was feeling her way to our seats, and she dropped a bag of popcorn. Luckily, they didn't all spill out on the floor, because you couldn't watch a movie in a cinema without popcorn, now could you? There were very few at the cinema, but the 4 of us were split into 2 groups and were allotted seats in 2 different parts of the cinema, all in the interest of COVID safety. Me and Lucy had to go around the whole place trying to get to our seats. At one stage, we came to a dead end and had to retrace our steps all the way back again, back down the steps, across the bottom at the front of the screen, and then back up again. On the other side, torture. One of the other customers must have been watching us all the time, because she said in a loud whisper, "You can sit anywhere really." And she was right, because there were very few people there, so we sat anywhere really and enjoyed the film. We also enjoyed a visit to Supermax in Trim before we brought the girls home. A lovely day out before the end of the school summer holidays. And something else of note, the Wexford stall selling fruit and potatoes on the Trim Navan Road near Kilcooley is gone, packed up for the year. It was definitely there when we were heading over to Navan at about 1 o'clock, but it was gone when we came back in the early evening. Another milestone in the year.
And all because the lady loves Cadbury's milk tray.
And now, that rock and roll I promised you. It's by a band called A Few Shapes, which includes my son, Ushi, his cousin, Padder, and 2 friends from Navan, Gaz and Big John. Now, this was recorded during the pandemic, when the 4 band members were in different locations: Trim, Navan, Dublin and London. They put together an album of 10 songs, of which this is the lead song. The album is available on Spotify, whatever that is, and places like that online. So here we have A Few Shapes playing their song, Sitting, Waiting, Praying.
It would appear to me that to be free we must live a life less ordinary, and we question everything that we see extensively independently. We grab at every opportunity to view the rare and extraordinary. Then again, that just can't be me. It is in fact quite the contrary, 'cause chillin' and swillin' been naming my game. Oh, I just can't resist like a moth to a flame. But I said nah. Just ebb and flow if the rhythm gets lost, just blame the flow. And we're contemplating ways of making money beyond all expectations. While we're sitting and wait and pray, time to stand up, the crowd is paying. La la la, da da da, da da da, da da. Give lectures online, to bear with the worst in your guaranteed strife. Listen, I'm missing the point of existence. The needy get greedy, well things start to query the whys and the whats, the who's and the hows. Now the poor wear the suits with the rich dressing down. Won't beat round the bush what I'm trying to say. You shake off those shackles and do it today. But smoking and token be naming my game. Oh, I just can't resist like a moth to a flame. But I said nah. Feeling fine. Okay, let's start the show. Keep the sound a little loud on the bass. Real low and we'll watch the views just ebb and flow if the rhythm
I hope you all enjoyed that. That's almost all for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And we'll end with a sing-along with Matt.
When you're smiling, when you're smiling, something we have to remind ourselves to do. The whole world smiles with you. There are 3 choruses in this, and you can sing the 3 choruses. I might try playing the saxophone for the chorus number 2. We'll see how it goes. When you're smiling. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. And when you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring on the rain, so stop the crying. Be happy again. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. Smiling, the whole world smiles with you. And when you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring on the rain, so stop the crying. Be happy again. Oh, when you're smiling,